extra time.
First of all, coming to the end of it, it's been a really long, hard tour. People have gone home and come back and so on, but it's been a long time out there. And it comes down to this, because England lost the Test Series, lost the T20s. Does that put added pressure, added importance on this final match for England to have something tangible to bring home with them?
To an extent, but at the same time, we want to win all the games we play, and it's great to be in another final as such. In this, to the T20s went to a decider, and this series will do the same. So they're great games to be involved in. We're all very much looking forward to it. It was an excellent performance yesterday, so we take lots of confidence into the game on Sunday.
You mentioned the performance, a fantastic win. We saw two contrasting styles as well. So India a bit more cagey to begin with and then accelerated. England came out firing. Do you expect India to perhaps approach this one slightly differently, given what happened last time out?
I'm not sure, to be honest. India are a fantastic side, and they have the way and style that they play, and they've had a lot of success in doing that. As a side, we tend to focus on ourselves as much as we can. As we've said for a while, that we want to play in a certain fashion. We want to push the boundaries of what we're capable of as a side, and live true to that. And that's probably what I was most proud of as a member of this squad, that we probably copped some criticism from the first game, but we actually came out and played in exactly the same fashion, and that rings true to us and was always going to stand us in good stead. So delighted that we continue to play in the way that has given us so much success.
Just looking back over the whole tour, there've been the odd flashpoint on the pitch involving Virat Kohli, some of the England players, and so on, a few things said off the pitch as well. In terms of the spirit and between the two sides and the way the tour's being conducted, do you feel perhaps a few boundaries have been pushed, particularly by perhaps Virat Kohli on the pitch?
I think someone like Virat's a very competitive guy, quite an emotional player, and rides the emotions of the games. And I think that's one of the great things about cricket is, lots of us are all different and we all play the game in our own ways, and that creates talking points and makes it interesting to watch. So I think that all the series have been fiercely competitive. Both sides desperate to win, as you would expect in international cricket. So of course there's times when guys get competitive, but I think that tend to be quite natural things that happen in international cricket.
You have played in IPL for a while now, but with T20 World Cup slated to be played this year, would you say the upcoming IPL would be the most important one for you so far?
To an extent, but I think having now played, like you say, a number of IPLs, I've certainly got used to conditions, and having played quite a bit of cricket in India, and we've also had one T20 World Cup in India as well. So I sort of feel pretty well prepared for that. Of course, playing in what is the biggest T20 tournament in the world, franchise tournament, in the country that you're going to play a World Cup in against all the best players in the world is naturally brilliant preparation for a World Cup. But it's an amazing tournament in its own right. Excited to play in it, and like you say, for everyone who plays in that, the majority will be involved in that World Cup as well. So it's naturally is a good time to have an IPL.
You have seen Ben Stokes play many good innings in his career so far, but just his yesterday's knock of 99 runs, would you say it was his best in white ball cricket so far?
Certainly pretty impressive, wasn't it? I think he's had a few. His World Cup final one was pretty good. I quite enjoyed that one. But we all know the talent Ben has. I feel like his batting in the last few years has just continued to improve and go to another level. We've seen that in all formats. He's an outstanding cricketer. So it was fantastic to watch yesterday. He's an intimidating guy to bowl at, and long may that form continue into tomorrow, and obviously as a fellow Rajasthan Royal into the IPL.
I appreciate you're only deputising for Owen at the moment, but you're very much part of the brains trust in the white ball setup. When you watched an innings like that from Ben Stokes yesterday, do you think he could possibly do this role from number 3 in the T20 side?
Yeah, absolutely. It was impressive to watch. Ben always wants to be as involved in the game as much as he can. So it was fantastic to watch. It's no surprise he played so well in that position. But it's the same sort of things we've had for a long time in white ball cricket, that lots of guys, when they've had their opportunities, have played brilliantly well. David Malan is the number 1 T20 batsman in the world, and that's no fluke. It's been outstanding for us in that position for a long period of time. And the same questions I suppose, when people talking about where I should bat or where Johnny should bat, we have a wealth of talent at the moment in white ball cricket, and lots of guys who want to face as many balls as possible. So it's no surprise that Ben played so well. And of course, as we move forward as a side, the teams will evolve and certain things can change. But the thing that hasn't changed at the moment is we've got some great options and guys who've been playing fantastically well and taking their opportunities. So it's a good headache to have for the guys in charge.
In excellent form in T20 cricket and Test cricket since 2019, but in the ODI format since the 2019 World Cup final, you've only scored 14 runs in 5 innings. So what do you think perhaps explains that discrepancy, and is that something that is playing on your mind?
Yeah, it's obviously very disappointing, and only having played a few games since the World Cup, to have not been able to score any runs is very frustrating. Hopefully can put that right tomorrow. Especially pride myself on my performance and 50 over cricket has been a big strength of mine for a while. So desperate to play well. Obviously felt in good touch in the T20s, and disappointed to have not made any scores yet in this ODI series. Been practicing well, feeling good. So hopefully it's just around the corner.
Can you just explain that Yorker from Prasidh Krishna? Was it just about pace? Like, what was the beauty of it, and what has been the talk in the English dressing room around Prasidh Krishna?
Yeah, it was a good ball. Just too good for me at that time. Credit to him. He bowled a good ball, and a few guys have obviously seen him in the IPL with KKR. He's bowled pretty well. But the guys I think have played him pretty well as well.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.